Tecalemit is the UK's longest established supplier of MOT testing equipment. It's been at the forefront of MOT testing technology and test lane design since the introduction of statutory testing in the 1960s. More garages use Tecalemit testing equipment than any other manufacturer.
I've been using Tecalemit now for the last 25-30 years now because they give me very good service and the equipment is very well made.
The traditional MOT bay required 2 people to carry out the test, an examiner and an assistant. With the automated test lane or ATL system, only one person is needed, the examiner. This saves both valuable time and money. Existing MOT stations can upgrade their equipment to a one-person test lane or OPTL. This allows established testing stations to enjoy the cost savings of ATL by bringing their equipment up to ATL spec, with the exception of the automated brake tester. There are 5 principal items of equipment within the Tecalemit ATL MOT test bay. The optional wireless handheld e-roadworthy device, the quadra vehicle lift with wheel play detectors, the headlight beam tester, the electronic roller brake tester, and the DICS combined emissions tester. Let's go through a test with Matt, an authorised examiner, using his new Tecalemit ATL equipment. The e-roadworthy is a handheld device that communicates wirelessly with the VII computer. It replaces the VT40 paper document that is the written checklist used by the MOT examiner. Now the examiner simply synchronises the e-roadworthy with the VII computer and sets out the program for the test. The operator inputs anything that fails during the test, and that information is then downloaded back into the VII computer after the MOT is complete. The pass or fail MOT certificate is then printed out. On an average MOT test, the e-roadworthy can save at least 5 minutes, as it eliminates the need to re-enter data at the end. A tremendous time-saving instrument which eliminates all the issues associated with manually writing down vehicle detail and reasons for failure. Tecalemit supplies quadra ATL lifts for Class 4 and Class 7 testing. The Class 4 lift has a 4-ton capacity with a 4.3 metre platform, and the Class 7 has a 5-ton capacity with a 5.7 metre platform. Today we'll be conducting our test on a Class 7 4-post lift. The new generation ATL lift has hydraulically driven shaker plates or wheel play detectors, as they're sometimes known. These 2 plates move independently of one another, and each performs a different function. The left-hand plate applies a turning action of up to 15 degrees in each direction that simulates the shaking of the steering wheel. This can determine if there is any wear in the steering joints, track rod ends and steering rack. The right-hand plate moves the wheel laterally. It applies load to the suspension components. Both these plates can show wear in a more efficient, accurate and repeatable way than an examiner moving the wheels by hand. These plates eliminate the need for an examiner's assistant to be inside the vehicle turning the steering wheel. Tecalemit play detectors are extremely robust. The zinc-plated elements ensure long life of the main components. There's a robust and durable hand lamp, which also acts as the control for the wheel play detectors. The operator can use the powerful beam from the multi-LED lamp to point at a component and operate the play detector at the same time. The shaker plates and radius turning plates both sit flush with the surface of the platform, allowing the vehicle to be moved along the lift by the operator with ease. This is a unique time-saving design on all Tecalemit ATL lifts. Many other manufacturers use raised elements that make moving the car by hand difficult. The jacking beam rail on Tecalemit lifts is mounted lower on the platform to give increased clearance for improved vehicle access. The jacking beam is roller mounted and moves easily along the platform. The Class 4 MOT package is supplied with a 2-ton capacity jacking beam and the Class 7 a 2.8-ton. A hand lever hydraulically operates the jacking beam, and there's the option for a pneumatically operated version. All the cable and hydraulic lines are housed in a storage system so they move freely and are protected from wear and damage. In the package of equipment that's supplied with Class 7 ATL, striker plates are included. These are bolted into the floor so that when the drive-on ramps hit the garage floor, they run on the metal striker plates and prevent damage. Alternatively, Tecalemit is also able to supply space-saving Class 4 and 7 ATL scissor lifts. The DE7588 rail-mounted headlight beam tester has an infrared laser alignment system to set the height. This is fast, efficient, and more importantly, very accurate. There's no need for poles or tape measures, as found with other manufacturers' systems. The beam tester is aligned with the vehicle using a mirror that is marked with guidance lines. It has a counterbalanced optical box which sets the height, and a foot control to adjust the movement for fine tuning. Its LCD display gives simple instructions to the operator, and it has an RS-232 port through which results could be downloaded if required at a later date. A traditional brake tester would measure the brake force generated by the wheel under test, and the operator would have to go to a weight chart and calculate if the brake efficiency met the required standard. The Tecalemit ATL brake tester has an inbuilt weighing facility. On the Class 7, it has an 8-point weighing facility, and on the Class 4, a 4-point. It accurately weighs the axle under test and goes through a preset testing procedure that in a couple of minutes undertakes all the tests that VII require. The whole process is controlled by infrared remote control, and all the results are displayed on the large, clear LED display. The test results are stored within the brake tester and then downloaded to the test lane computer. The roller bed is also capable of testing four-wheel drive vehicles. A pit frame for the roller bed is also supplied. This ensures the floor excavation has the correct dimensions and gives a professional finish to the installation. The automated brake test is far quicker than the traditional method of testing and can be done with just one person. The Dix emissions tester caters for both diesel and petrol engines. The smoke or opacity meter carries out an opacity check on the exhaust fumes coming from a diesel engine. The patented smoke chamber gives an instant recognition of change in engine RPM. Once the engine is at the required running temperature, the test takes a matter of seconds. All the test results are displayed on a large flat-screen monitor. The four-gas analysis test for petrol engines is also very quick. The state-of-the-art technology includes the die-speed engine RPM measurement tool. The Tecalemit package includes a pair of 600mm convex mirrors that are mounted at the front and rear of the test lane to enable light checks to be carried out by the examiner. These allow the examiner, who's sitting inside the vehicle, to see the front and rear lights. He can then establish if the brake and other lights and indicators are working correctly. There's also a brake pedal applicator that locks the brake pedal in the depressed position, allowing the examiner to inspect the hydraulic components under the bonnet and beneath the vehicle. There's also an optional accessory pack available that includes tools, signs and hand lamps as required by VII.
You don't need an assistant with ATL. It's just one person using the ramp, so it cuts down on the labour charge and much easier to use.
Tecalemit has its own nationwide team of factory-trained engineers accredited through our TechLab UCAS laboratory, who install the equipment and maintain and calibrate it as required by VII. A free-of-charge MOT lane planning service and production of CAD drawings for MOT applications is also included. Our after-sales service is completed by a massive stock of genuine Tecalemit spares and accessories, many available on overnight delivery. So there you have it. First-class equipment complemented by outstanding after-sales support. The complete solution for today's MOT facility. More information on our products is available at www.tecalemit.co.uk.